Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you've committed to our charge. Amen. Next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
No administration of oath. Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
There is a communication. The communication is coming from the All Akorino. The Akorino Israel congregation invites all honorable members of Nakuru County Assembly for a Sunday service at Nakuru Boys High School, of course on 9th this month, starting at 9:30 a.m. They are looking forward to be with you, all honorable members. And of course, they are praying for God's blessings, even as you purpose and plan to attend. The letter is signed by and on behalf of the church by Senior Pastor Samuel Masharia. All are welcome. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
There are no messages. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
There are no petitions. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
There are no papers to be laid. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
There are no statements. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
There is a motion by the Honorable Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise to move a motion, Mr. Speaker. This motion is about the governor's speech. As we are aware that Her Excellency, our governor, visited this house in our constitutional rights and addressed the gathering of this honorable house, Mr. Speaker. That was on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the standing order number 28, subsection 4, that the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy, which is contained in the address of the governor that was delivered on 21st February 20.
And support what the majority leader has presented right now.
Thank you. The motion is properly seconded. And the motion is that pursuant to Standing Order 28.4, the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the address of the Governor delivered on 21st February 2024. The motion is open for debate. The member for Kiptagich and then the member for Moredat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm hereby to support the governor's speech on what she said and what she has really done, especially on community health promoters, that there were 3,190 and now there are 3,306 in our county. And for real, it has brought a lot of things, especially when I move around, I saw how the L community promoters move from one village to another one, informing even the community. And another thing is even to the expectant mothers, especially now in my ward, most of them could deliver in their homes, but now they can go to hospital. Another thing is the issue of Imarisha Barabara. It has really brought a lot of impact, especially when opening the roads that they have never been open at first. So it is really a good work. And the last one is about UJI program. It has brought a lot of impact, and especially we have seen some students moving even from private school to public because they want to drink UJI. Another thing, it has bring enrollment to be high. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The member for Kiptagich. Already you've proceeded with the main debate. The substantive motion is to whether we should proceed to debate it. But then those are the reasons that you believe that we need to, the House need to discuss the governor's address. The honorable member for Moredat.
Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to wait for the main debate.
So then, do I proceed? So the honorable member for Moredat, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to commend the good work that Governor Susan Kehika is doing in the education sector. And this government has demonstrated serious commitment in the line of education. Because, Mr. Speaker, enough resources have been set aside to ensure that 159 ECD teachers are recruited. And the advertisement is already out, and we are waiting for the board to do the shortlisting and subsequently vet and hire the ECD teachers so that they can be sent to the Mashinani ECDs to take good care of our very young ones. Mr. Speaker, I am also impressed by the Lishe na Mama feeding program that is already in place and rolling out. This government started with a pilot project in Joro, and it was quite successful. Later on, it rolled on to Gilgil, Naivasha. Most recently, it has started in Kuresoi North and Kuresoi South, and also Molo. And in the coming weeks, we shall be launching the same feeding program in parts of Rongai, Subukia, and Bahati. And eventually, the government will come to Nakuru East and West to ensure that all the ECD learners are enjoying a cup of nutritious uji to ensure that the retention is increased, the enrollment is increased, and also the general quality of education is increased. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, from this governor's speech, I have noted with I'm glad to note that a lot is happening in the education sector. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I support the good work that the governor is doing. Thank you.
Thank you, the honorable member for Moredat. The Honorable Member from Rongai, Honorable Haji.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wish to join my colleagues in debating the governor's speech. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to commend Her Excellency the Governor from the good work she's doing. Mr. Speaker, when I was reading this speech, I was also going through her manifesto, which I was part of the team that drafted the manifesto. And I'm very proud that she's doing everything that she sponsored. I mean, she promised the people of Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, when you look on the issues of environment, Mr. Speaker, there is a clarion call in the country that we should all plant trees. And it is very important regarding the issue of the climate change. It's not only in Kenya, but also in the world that we should plant a tree. Mr. Speaker, they say that when you plant a tree, you plant a hope. And the reason why we are planting trees, it is because we want rains. And when we have rains, we are going to have a good harvest before the end of the year. So, Mr. Speaker, in one or another, it's very important to plant trees, and we've seen from Her Excellency, the governor's speech, the county government of Nakuru has done so good that they went out and planted around 450,000 tree seedlings around the county. And Mr. Speaker, we are commending them for a good job, and they should also continue doing that. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of housing, Mr. Speaker, there's also the clarion call from our president that it is very important we build houses, I mean, for the citizens of this country. Mr. Speaker, one thing that has touched my heart is that Her Excellency the Governor has started a training facilities around the county for young people to train artisans, to train skilled workers, personnel. And mainly these people, Mr. Speaker, are young people. So I'm sure young people from our county will benefit a lot. This is one way of creating employment to these young people. So, Mr. Speaker, we commend Her Excellency the Governor. Mr. Speaker, over the past 1 month or 2 months or so, we passed the Nakuru Sports Management Bill in this House. And I'm very proud, Mr. Speaker, when you go through Her Excellency the Governor's speech, you will notice that she also mentioned that bill, which I sponsored, personally. Mr. Speaker, once we have that bill, we are going to promote sports. It has never, there is no, in the whole country, Mr. Speaker, 47 counties, there is no county that has a sports management committee. It is only Nakuru County. So, Mr. Speaker, once we have that committee, we are sure the talents of young people in our county is going to be promoted and nurtured. So, Mr. Speaker, the other day I joined Her Excellency the Governor when she assented, and we want to thank her because she took it very, very ready, and she went to put, she signed it and make it a law. So, Mr. Speaker, I personally thank Her Excellency the Governor. Mr. Speaker, there's also an issue of special economic zones that is going to come up in Naivasha. Mr. Speaker, once we have that special economic zones, we are sure we are going to have employment to our young people. So, Mr. Speaker, I also wish to join my colleagues and thank Her Excellency the Governor from the good job she's doing around the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support the motion.
Thank you. The member for Shabab.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate the governor of this county for first assenting to the sports bill. This was in part of our plans, and it was in her speech, because she clearly said that the bill is in this house, and true to her words, she made sure that we made sure that it went through, and she went ahead to sign it into an act. Mr. Speaker, by doing that, he will enable this wonderful county to deal with the infrastructure, to promote talent and sport, and make sure that our county, in each and every place, we have a sporting facility. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in the governance plans, we had the first stadium, which is almost complete. And again, we have the Naivasha Sports Ground, which work has started to improve the ground. And again, we have the Keringet Sports Ground, which, Mr. Speaker, as the Vice Chair of the Sports Committee, we made a tour to that place, and we realized that the contractor was doing a good job to bring up that stadium to standard. Mr. Speaker, in regards to the education department, the governor had the Lishe na Mama program, which is for feeding ECD children. And actually, Mr. Speaker, as of today, Mr. Speaker, I can stand and say that we have seen what that program has started doing, because from we have like 1,100 classrooms that were built by the county government last financial year. And coming to this financial year, Mr. Speaker, including mine, which is in Shaba Board, we have a high-rise classroom, which will have 6 ECDs that will accommodate our ECD students. Mr. Speaker, in the same education department, last year, the governor was able to disburse a bursary of about 417 million. And Mr. Speaker, he was able to reach around 108 students in this county, Mr. Speaker. That is a good number, and we are hoping that in the same way that he did last year, we are going to sit down and increase the allocation to the bursary and support the program. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa from Shabab. The member for Lakeview.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost is to congratulate Her Excellency the Governor on a speech that she delivered here and the state of the county address that she gave us. Mr. Speaker, constitutionally and by our standing orders, she has done what she was required to do. She's required to do, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it is commendable, and we request other elected leaders within this government to keep on addressing each and every house that they are requested to, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is worth noting that we're addressing this house, Mr. Speaker. This house listens to each and every speaker who has been given the honor to address us, Mr. Speaker, in silence, Mr. Speaker. And as such, Mr. Speaker, juxtaposing the time that this address was made, Mr. Speaker, and when we are today looking into the details of this report, I must note that each and every other person that is supposed to address a must, Mr. Speaker, because we have other cadres of leaders who are required to address us, and they are not doing so. I want to thank your office, Mr. Speaker. We visited your office in the last 1.5 months, and we asked for your permission that we attend the Senator's address in Nyandarua County Assembly, Mr. Speaker, and an eloquent Senator Medhu delivered an address to the Assembly that I saw if other leaders within this region can emulate, can work so well for this region, because we are able to keep at par with what Senate feels and what our governments feel, and what our county government is up to date doing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to commend Her Excellency the Governor on the project that she continues implementing and completing. On the hospitals, Mr. Speaker, we have been able to look at Maimahiu, we have been able to look at Gilgil, we have been able to look at Naivasha Level 4, we have also been able to look at the PGH. Mr. Speaker, as the budget chair, I've seen the efforts made by Her Excellency and the team from the executive to complete this, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in her address, also the governor very well elaborated on the timelines on when this to be completed. Worth noting, Mr. Speaker, is on when the governor stated the challenges facing the PGH here in Nakuru. PGH, Mr. Speaker, the governor actually noted the problem that PGH actually serves all the other regions that we have from Kericho, Bomet, Baringo, Nyandarua here, Mr. Speaker. And at that moment, Mr. Speaker, the overwhelming part of this hospital. Also, PGH being termed as one of the highest cancer centers within this region, I think it is a pride for us. And as hence that, Mr. Speaker, we request the national government also to devolve this health. And the last 1 month, I have accompanied the governor where she has launched modern markets around the county and in different regions. We've done in Gilgil, we've done one here in Nakuru, we have done several other areas, Mr. Speaker, which I was not able to. And these are smart markets that we have, Mr. Speaker, lobbied from the national government, and with the hopes that these markets will also run in each and every ward that we have within this region, so that the people and the youths can benefit well. Mr. Speaker, on the part of the stadiums, Mr. Speaker, I found it amazing that the governor took over from the previous regime in complete Afraha Stadium, and at this time, Mr. Speaker, through the Budget and Appropriation Committee, we have appropriated enough monies to see this stadium complete. And I feel that at the moment, it's almost 97 to 98% complete, ready for use by the people of this county and country, Mr. Speaker. This stadium will help us in accommodation of various games, including rugby, Mr. Speaker. You can see the Vice Chairperson Sports has gone to confirm whether the stadium has completely been completed. Mr. Speaker, on agriculture, it was worth noting that pyrethrum and avocado seedlings have been given a priority. When it comes to pyrethrum, I really want to thank Her Excellency, which is one industry located within Naivasha constituency, Mr. Speaker, and bordering my ward, Mr. Speaker, the periphery of Malewa West from Gilgil, Mr. Speaker. The population being served there, Mr. Speaker, are my people, and I must appreciate that. Because the other side of Malewa, Mr. Speaker, we have the rake, and we also have some monkeys that roam around that area, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the part of roads, Mr. Speaker, I must appreciate that we are proceeding well with the Imarisha Barabara programs. These programs have helped us, Mr. Speaker, and it's worth noting, were it not for the rains that rained havoc on many of the parts of this county, I think these roads will have served the purpose. So this year around, Mr. Speaker, this program, I would ask the chairperson committee on roads to ensure that a well-elaborated program, a detailed program, and one that will not affect the honorable members here, is put in place to ensure that all these programs serve people well. Mr. Speaker, we have had the people of Kehoto area and Lakeview Ward enjoying fish from Lake Naivasha, courtesy of the supply. I know at the end of the last financial year, that was between November and December, we did, or Her Excellency the Governor did a restocking of Lake Naivasha at a cost of 4.5 million Kenyan shillings. That happened not just in Naivasha, but across the entire county, Mr. Speaker. And it is evident when you go to Kehoto area right now, people are able to take fish directly from their house, Mr. Speaker. Literally, you get out of your house, you get a fish out of your door. And I think the governor has done some good work on that. We have had speedboats, Mr. Speaker. I was very proud of Mheshimiwa Virginia because together with Mheshimiwa Paranga and other MCAs that we bordered the rakes, we were able to supply some speedboats to different individuals and groups that exists within that area. Mr. Speaker, it's also worth noting that the youths have been totally equipped or they have been given enough materials. When I looked at the last budget that we did, Mr. Speaker, enhancement of youth support equipment, Mr. Speaker, had gone very, very high. And I know in a week or two, these equipments will be landing in the hands of the youth. Mr. Speaker, it's worth noting that the governor is living her promise of seeing Nakuru County, the county of unlimited opportunities. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, the Honorable Member for Lakeview. The member for Eburu Baruch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the chance. I also wish to commend the governor for a detailed speech that she gave, and the fact that in her opening paragraph she noted that there is a good working relation with the county assembly, and he commended us for that. And she also attributed the many achievements that she has made to the good cooperation that she's receiving from the House. Mr. Speaker, I only need to quickly point at two things. Number one is that there are also promises that Governor gave to us as she read her speech. Number one was that she wants to put in place a plan to operationalize the county enterprise and cooperative funds, which was done the other day. So I am pointing at that to note that it is not just what Governor had done, but also things that she promised during their speech are also being followed up and they have been done. I want to single out the Lishe na Mama program that has gone into education. Not only has it helped in helping our school-going little ones with health matters, but also their attendance in the schools. I want also to note that it is not only the Lishe na Mama program that has really helped the ECDs, but we have seen an improvement by hiring of new teachers. We have seen the construction of the centers right now coming in complete with the furniture and the toilet, and I would wish to commend the chair who's also seated next to me. And we now have a digital corner in every ECD where our kids can interact with some smartphones to learn digitally. So that's a wholesome approach to the education sector. Not forgetting the bursary that has gone into helping, especially those ones in higher learning institutions and also the secondary schools. Every member here knows that we have worked with the budget team and the governor to make sure that we are able to afford and allocate money for bursaries. Having not been added funds from the national government, it has been out of diligence of these honorable members working together with the governor that we have been able to increase the amounts that were being allocated for bursaries. Mr. Speaker, also as a trader, I wish to commend the governor for the UTP, the Unified Trade Permit, that has really been easy for the traders and also efficient for the government. We are getting to learn the mood in which the governor has as we go through her speech. She's trying to sell to Nakuru County a digitally alert county, a development-oriented county, and a unified county. That is what I'm able to pick from her speech. And just as a call, there are things also I'm seeing that were really nice, and through the House, maybe we can try and find out how far we've gone. There was the training of artisans so that they can be able to partake of the opportunities that are being brought about by the housing program and the many construction works that are going on. It is something that I would wish we follow up on that, because the time is ripe for those people to get into the job market. There was also the need for us to also push the departments a little more. We saw the passion that the governor has, so it's up to us to push the departments so that they can expedite. Sorry, I had fish for lunch, Mr. Speaker. I'm about to speak like I'm coming from the Lake region. To expedite the process, especially in procurement. I know that the chair for sports has mentioned that we had about 27.5 million for the sports kitty. I know we budgeted as a house, and the government and the governor committed. The process is ongoing, but it is yet to be completed. Among others, that we know the governor has goodwill in, and maybe we need to push a little more for them to come to fruition. Otherwise, I support the governor's mood and her intention through the speech, and I wish to finish by saying, Mr. Speaker, many a times we are not able to walk the talk, but this time round, we are seeing a house that is working together with the executive to be able to walk the talk. So this was not just a speech, but it was a plan for the walk. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, we're going to, you note that we are allowed to debate the speech of Her Excellency the Governor in within 4 sittings. So for this particular sitting, we are going to allow 2 more members. That is the Honorable Member for Nakuru East and the Honorable Member for Mauche, but then the Honorable Chair for Roads was up. So 3 more members, and then we will resume to debate the speech on Tuesday next week, in that order.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Allow me to ride on the sentiments that have been echoed by my fellow members of this county assembly and say that I support and indeed that speech by our able governor highlighted many things that has been done and they are yet to be done by this government. Just to mention a few, Mr. Speaker, sir, as a resident of Nakuru town constituency, I'm happy because when the governor said that there are plans to complete the Afra Stadium and consequently providing a stadium to host the Africa Cup of Nations come 2027, that's a positive thing for us. And I believe that is going to bring a lot of business in this town, and we are really looking forward as a city to host such games. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, on matters to do with the Enterprise and Cooperative Fund, I want to say that I'm happy because, as it has been mentioned, it was just, by then, when it was mentioned, it was like it was going to be done. But now we have the Enterprise Fund. We are yet to get the Cooperative Fund in action. And I'm looking forward whereby our business people are going to get funding to do business in this great county of Nakuru. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to mention the issue of avocado seedlings. And I say that as a county, we need to have something that we can say this is ours. And avocado, nowadays, avocado fetch a lot of money in terms of dollars, whereby we export avocados. And I think this is the right way. And with the leadership of our able governor, I can see our farmers getting a lot of money. And marrying this issue of avocado and the cooperative fund, if they form the cooperative and as a government we provide them with funds, I see as a county we are going to go far. Also, as I finish my sentiments, there one positive thing that I noted on the health issue when the national government said about the community health promoters, This was actually actualized by our able governor by employing or engaging 3,306 community health workers, whereby they get a stipend of 5,000 per month. Previously, these people were not getting anything. They were just being told, asante sana, mmefanya kazi mzuri. But now, I believe these 3,306 families, they are getting something out of this program. Mine is to urge this House to support this government, because whether we like it or not, we are joined at the hip. The success of the governor is our success as the members of this county. So ours, as we are doing our oversight role, we are going to support the government of our able governor to achieve all that has been put down, so that we can even ride on the successes of this government come 2027. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. That's my take.
Thank you. The member for Mauche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute and support the governor's made a speech which is very commendable in this House, and it was an all-round speech that touched every sphere of our development. Of importance, Mr. Speaker, sir, the governor laid emphasis on education, other than spearheading ECD, building of $1 million that was given to various vocational training centers across the county, and this is quite commendable, because these trainees are going to be employed or to self-employ themselves, and this one will reduce unemployment in our county. At the same time, our youths will not remain idle, and the crime rate will come down. So after assessing one of the vocational centers in my ward, and she promised to equip, and the people of Mauche now are waiting to also enjoy. Speaker, sir, our governor has also recognized that land is an important factor of production. The fact that the electronic, that the completion of an electronic system has already is taking place, Mr. Speaker, sir. There are a number of areas, especially in my ward, that have got caveat. You know, land title is very important, and those areas that have got that have already received titles are able to use the title to borrow funds and for development, and they're able to grow financially, and this will increase revenue that is going to the county government. In cases where we have got caveat, like in Mauche, the county is losing a lot of funds because a lot of land transactions are not captured, and it's not generating anything. So we pray that soon this issue of caveat will be removed, will be lifted, so that the rest, or the people of my ward, will also pay land rates, will also contribute to development of our county, just like other people, while enjoying the possession of land and all that goes with it. Mr. Speaker, sir, our governor is actually determined, as per this speech, to move our county forward. I want to thank her so much for all the determination to ensure that we develop. One point here is that subsidized fertilizer, this what the one that we call the last mile, She was able to move subsidized fertilizer across the county, and we all, our farmers, benefited a lot from this particular scheme. Recently, we have also seen, due to her determination, the inclusion of subsidized AI services that will go a long way in improving the livestock that we have in our country, and the dairy industry will grow, meaning that we shall enable our people to enrich themselves. They will be wealthy. At the same time, they will be able to contribute a lot of revenue to our county. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, we congratulate the governor for all this and pray that our county remain unified for development. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The member for Malawa West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise to support the speech of Her Excellency Madam Governor Susan Kihika. And we found that she has been able to support. There was a grading of about more than 432 kilometers. There was tarmacking of more than 6 or 7 kilometer tarmacking. Support of the Imarisha program, Bwana Speaker, she has also ensured that through this program, we have been able to open most of the virgin roads within our wards. With this speech, Mheshimiwa Speaker, we found it, she's going to support more, even on coming times. In terms of water, Mheshimiwa Speaker, she has drilled the 27 boreholes within, across all our wards, costing around, one borehole is around 15 million, Honorable Speaker, and taking the 27 boreholes within the shortest span, that means there is enough supply of water that is reaching those needy households, Honorable Speaker. In terms of farmers, she has ensured that there is delivery of cheap fertilizers closer to the farms where most of residents within the Nakuru County are farmers. Honorable Speaker, in terms of health, we find that there is enough, she has ensured there is enough supply of medicines in collaboration with other stakeholders like KEMSA. Remember, there before there were insufficient supply of medicines, but of recent, you find there is no complaints, Honorable Speaker. We find she has forecast to purchase more rats so that we can add more health facilities. Maybe in each and every sub-county, she's able, or she's making to have each sub-county a level 4 facility that will ease the workload from where the small facilities, that is the level 3 and level 2, are facilitating. In collaboration with the honorable members, Honorable Speaker, she's willingly to work together with this house, and she has a goodwill of this house, so with their support, her speech. I rest, those are my input, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. As earlier indicated, we will have 3 more sessions to be able to debate and discuss the speech of Her Excellency the Governor that was delivered on 21st February 2024. And so we close it at that point, and we resume the debate on Tuesday in the morning session. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, those are the orders of the sitting.
Honorable members, this House starts adjourned to Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. next week. Thank you.